what is the, and so answer, to the best of your abilities, what is the best way to facilitate economic development in sub-Saharan Africa? Would you recommend a more top-down approach that prioritizes the development of infrastructure, or a bottom-up approach, marketed type approach for that? So top-down or bottom-up?
I think the first is to be very clear what our understanding of development is. There are two models. The first one is the economic model, where you're talking of economic prosperity, technological development, well-developed infrastructure, and a free market, which has been moved to a capitalist system where we do not interfere with the market and just allow the markets to auto-manage. We have seen what the results are here in America right now. The second level is human development, where development is looked at as de-enveloping. We are enveloped, prevented from realizing our full potential, from developing fully as human beings. So development is about removing all those elements that prevent us from fully actualizing ourselves. Now, if you look at development in this context, it cannot be top-down. Unfortunately, especially in Africa, if we look at immediately after independence, the development paradigm was the developed world and the undeveloped world, and was like, one was the traditional society, which was not good, and the dream of this traditional society is to move. It was like an evolutionist approach that did not work. It created a system of dependency. If you go to many African cities today, take Ivory Coast, Abidjan, it's like a mini Paris. Travel 50 miles out of Abidjan and you are right in the jungle. Now, it's this type of development that has created the conflict in Ivory Coast. So the first thing is to be very clear what kind of development we are talking about. The best development comes from the people themselves. So I would go for a bottom-up approach where you invest in education, where you put in place systems that allow people to realize their potential. And I'll just give you an example. My mother is the only girl from over 24 kids who went to school. But her father sent her to school because she was a naughty child. And we will often make fun of her and say, you know what, we are grateful you were naughty. So because you were naughty, you went to school and we are who we are. Now, when I look at my nephew, my cousins, those sisters of my mother who did not go to school, and you see their children and us, there is a big difference. Through education, my mother developed. So development is just more than economic development. And if you are looking at it in terms of human development, in terms of sustainable development, it has to come from within. Of course, there is the need for external support. The problem we're having with Africa today is that this model of transfer type of development, where traditional societies must be destroyed and pushed to move towards modernization, has created a lot of situations. Take Ghana, for instance. We are one of the leading producers of cocoa, but we do not have any infrastructure to produce this cocoa, to process this cocoa into any useful material. So if the prices of cocoa are high, the economy of Ghana is going well, and whoever is in government can satisfy the people. Now, the prices of cocoa come down, we are stuck with tons of cocoa, we do not know what to do, and that is the problem. Africa has not developed a system of making use of its material resources and turning them around. So development is more about how do we recognize the capacities within the country and build them up in a way that we are able to alleviate poverty, ensure that people have good health, good drinking water, good food, and good education.